Hey guys, it's S0ur, and guess what time it is? We're back to open 50 more supply drops. This is the 4th video, and I've opened every supply drop on camera so far, so we'll be opening our 151st to 200th supply drops overall. And since it takes a while to earn these, you'll see that I will go from Prestige 7 level 45 all the way to Prestige 9 level 41 in this video. So with the new mentality that I talked about in the last video, I'm going to be going through these somewhat quickly, unless we see something of interest, since as I open more and more of these, there are more and more repeats that I don't have much of a comment on. But with that, let's get the show on the road. And we start this off with an elite. Unfortunately, it's complete garbage. Care packages. I've been thinking about when I went on that care package rant in the second supply drop video.
You eventually get your reinforcement care package, and the game is like, oh, well, here's your recon flying fucking feces shit drone that takes you out of the match for 30 seconds. Oh, thank you so much, game.
That was, of course, exaggerated for the sake of humor, and while I still agree with everything I said, the thought occurred that, you know, I'm complaining about these things being terrible, the worst thing you can get as a care package for a myriad of reasons, but whoever said they were supposed to be good? I mean, I guess it's fine if they want to throw some crap in there and make you feel better about the other stuff you get. I suppose it's especially bad when you get an elite care package, because hearing that sound and seeing that orange makes you think you're getting something good, and then these things are the opposite of good. They're just awful. Even if the game lasts 6 minutes and you call it in, it's probably bad. It'll maybe just give you 2 useless perks that you already have. Anyway, I've already complained about that. Let's not do it a second time. I will say this Lynx that we got isn't terrible. It's nothing special, but honestly, there aren't any variants out there that can possibly help the Lynx all that much. It's just terrible. It's only niches and hardcore, but even there, it's not like it's a king. Oh well, it's only enlisted, but up on fire rate seems decent. I'll hang on to that. Next up, we have a pretty basic crossbow. I'm only really going to get excited about those if they're an elite, and even then it's not that exciting because it doesn't actually help you in game, it's just a skin. And we have the XMG Death and Taxes and an EPM3 M coil. Not too excited about those. Seems like they're pretty bad, honestly. And we have the XMG Smoke and Mirrors, another pretty lackluster XMG variant, and a not so great MP11. Alright, so we got some weapons, but they seem pretty bad. Honestly, the best XMG that I know of, well, beside the bacon and eggs, one of the best ones is the chicken and waffles, which is the marksman variant, and you don't need to get lucky to get that, so I think that's pretty awesome. Upping the fire rate on these things is awesome, but both of these lower range and damage, and the Death and Taxes looks like it might be okay, but it's hard to get over that range. It looks kind of meh. Well, time to go sell a bunch of stuff so we can make some space. Next up, we have an AMR9 hip shot, some rapid supply time, and some KVA leader knee pads. Well, those don't look terrible, but no thank you, not excited. And next we have a care package and a marine shirt and an Atlas police shirt. Okay, well, not too excited about these shirts. And finally, we have an AMR9 paratrooper. Okay, well, that was a pretty booty set of 3. Let's move on. Next, we have the MP443 Grok compass in the Atlas green cap. Well, it looks basically like the royalty cap, except it's green, and it's not elite, so no one really cares about it, but not too excited about those things. We have the Sentinel Operator pants and the AMR9 Featherweight. Well, I'm not looking for those pants personally, but I'm sure some people might be excited to get those. And finally, we have the Atlas Airborne loadout. Not a bad loadout by any means, but I have tons of loadouts to choose from, so no big deal. Next, we have the ARX 160 Heavy Barrel, which looks okay. Maybe that range will help out somewhere, and it's a burst fire weapon, so recoil is no big deal. The SN6 Hammer, the Nigerian Sport Helmet, and some rapid supply time. I think that's one of the decent SN6 variants, but I'm not too excited about it because I have the third, so not a big deal to me. And finally, we have the KVA Rebel Beanie, the Sentinel Operator gloves, and the Smoke and Mirrors once again. It's sad because I am looking for a good XMG variant, but I'm getting nothing but the finest of booty. There are like 2 bad variants, and I've gotten only those 2 back to back, so that's kind of unfortunate. And these gloves look pretty cool. I think they might be my new favorites, but that's nothing too exciting. Let us move on. We have the Atlas Vigilante cap, and that's it. Okay, well, let's just open up another one and put that out of our mind. Never happened. We have some XP and the RW1 prototype. Okay, well, looks decent, but I already have some variants better than that one. And now, finally, we have the Sentinel Mobile loadout and the Sentinel Mobile shirt. Okay, well, nothing too exciting there. We got a bunch of green enlisted stuff and nothing else. Let's open up another one, and we will get KVA Mercenary loadout, the Atlas Airborne pants, and some XP. Well, a bunch of professional stuff, nothing too exciting. Next, we have the... oh, okay, care package. Didn't happen. Keep going. And we have the Sentinel Intel pants and some canteen sunglasses. Okay, well, nothing too exciting in quite a while, I would say. Has our luck ran out? We shall see. In fact, people often say I have very good luck, but I mean, that's quite possible. I have gotten quite a few elites, but it might just be the large scale of these videos. You know, you're seeing 50 back to back. If I get something bad, I just go right on to the next one, and that might not be the case when you're opening supply drops. Anyway, I think I might do a video on supply drop theories and some fun stuff like that, because I do have quite a few supply drop theories relating to earning them and your luck and opening them that I'd like to discuss. There are just so many interesting observations that people have made, and while it's super likely that it's just a pure percentage chance, I will be clear, these are super crazy out there just for fun theories. It is a fun thing to talk about. Sometimes it really feels like it isn't just random, but that's probably what it is. Anyway, look at this. Just as I'm talking about luck, we get a double elite supply drop. The Sentinel Airborne Exo and the Bulldog Mancy. That's the other elite Bulldog. I already have the Face Hammer, which is arguably better and one of the best variants in the game, honestly. But that's still cool that we got 2 elites. Next up, we have the AR-9 Paratrooper and the Atlas Police shirt. Okay, well, nothing too cool there. And in the last of the 3, we have the Sentinel Intel helmet, the MLE Whalehorn, and the Sentinel Intel gloves. But that's another thing I want to talk about in this hypothetical supply drop theory video. How many times have I gotten the MLE Whalehorn? It should be a pretty rare drop, but I must be going on about 8 times now, and there are just so many other elites that I've never seen, so I suppose it's just human nature to question, is it really a coincidence? There must be some sort of algorithm that's doing this to me. Is there a predisposition to certain things tied to my account? Does it have to do with the game modes I play, the weapons I use, the challenges I've completed? Nobody can really know, and I will admit these are crazy theories. I'm not one of those silly people who makes up connections and claims ridiculous things and passes it off as a fact. I'm still of the school of thought that it is a simple percentage chance, but it's fun to think about this stuff. Next up, we have the Nigerian Armored Helmet and the Sentinel Mobile Boots and the SAC-3 Fire and Brimstone, although I believe we just got those SAC-3s or SAC-3s or however you want to say it a few supply drops ago, so that's nothing too exciting. Now we have the NA-45 Ravager, the Intel gloves and Nobody Cares About You mask. That is an interesting NA-45. I really don't know what damage does for this weapon, and I honestly don't entirely know what damage does for the sniper rifle class, because I can't think of a case where the damage actually affects the shots to kill in certain areas, like with the Atlas Carnage or the Moore's Silver Bullet. Some people say is bad. I don't have it, so I can't test it. In this case, if it just ups your projectile damage, that's terrible for this because it only does 35 damage. This weapon is really all about the explosion or headshots because it does have a crazy 3.5x multiplier guaranteeing headshot kills. Maybe damage implies bullet penetration for sniper rifles, but again, that does not apply to the NA-45. So if this is a special case that affects explosive damage or explosive radius, then this is an awesome variant, but if not, then it's really not all that exciting. Oh well, it does look cool, so it has that. Well, let's open the next one, and we have the Sentinel Medic loadout and the offshoot sunglasses. Okay, well, let's just open our next one. And next we have the KVA shirt and some double XP. Okay, well, double XP is nice, I suppose, and 500 XP is okay too. Next we have the Sentinel Intel pants, some Sentinel mobile boots, and the Marine Expeditionary shirt. Okay, well, let's find our last one. And we have the Atlas Airborne loadout and a pretty bad MK14. Well then, that entire set of 3 was just a waste of time. Let us hurry on to the next one. And next we have a pretty bad MK14 care package. And alright, we got some good double XP going. I like to see that. The MK14 on the other hand, well, not going to be lowering my fire rate for more magazine size. That's just pretty bad. We got the MLE Heavy, which honestly looks like a good variant, but I have better MLEs than that. I basically have every MLE ever because they're just really common for me for some reason. And we have the SAC-3 Rapid, and it honestly looks pretty good. You don't gain much, but you don't lose much, so it looks better than the base variant, and that's about all I have right now. Moving right along, we have the Atlas Vigilante Shin Guards, the Atlas Contractor loadout, and the XMG Beer and Pretzels. Okay, that's the first decent XMG we have. I do prefer the Chicken and Waffles, but I haven't gotten the Marksman variant yet, so this should help me get to the Chicken and Waffles. So I like to see that. I will certainly up my range and lower all the ammo I have. Honestly, you never have to reload with this thing, but I think this magazine is still going to be more than enough. So that doesn't concern me. We have the ASM-1 Sweeper and the Atlas Airborne Helmet. That looks like an okay ASM-1. I don't know if it's actually better. Hard to say by looking at the damage and fire rate like that. And we have the ASM-1 Competence, the Marine Cavalry Helmet, and the Marine Expeditionary Pants. And this ASM-1 seems pretty okay. Up damage, down range. That's a fair trade, I suppose, but not too great. I'd love to get a Speakeasy or a Strider or the Magnitude or whatever the good ones for this are. There are quite a few, and we have none of them. Quite sad. And next we have some rapid supply time, a Marine shotgun loadout, and the Lynx slung. Alright, that looks like a bad Lynx, but there is really no good Lynx. Whatever, I'll be selling it. we have the NA45 Exact and the KF5 Scout. That doesn't look like a good variant of either of those things, no thank you. And finally, we have the KVA Radical Loadout, the SN6 Executioner, and the Rebel Beanie. Okay, well that looks like a cool loadout, honestly. It's the exact same style as the Weapon Master loadout, so I'll hold on to that. I have quite a few elite loadouts now stockpiled up, but I'm glad to add that to my collection, I suppose. Moving on to the next set, we have the Atlas Orbital Loadout and the Nigerian Command Pants. Well, I already have those pants, but speaking of elite loadouts, well, now we have another one. And it's pretty awesome to hear two elites back-to-back like that. It's quite hilarious and a good sound to hear. Next we have the Sentinel Support Shin Guards and the HBRA3 Insanity and a care package. Well, that is not the first HBRA3 Insanity that we've gotten, but I know a lot of people would be very happy to see that, so let's just pretend that we're super happy. Yay, we got the Insanity, isn't that great? We definitely didn't get it before. Alright, we got the EYEWEAR Bore Strike and the Sentinel Covert Helmet. My god, mother of elites. We have gotten 5 elites in 3 supply drops. Some pretty insane luck right there. But the EYEWEAR Bore Strike, that looks pretty cool. I think I already have the elite IMR, the other one, the Thunder Tusk? That's it. And the Sentinel Covert Helmet also looks pretty badass. This has been quite an amazing set of 3 supply drops, if I do say so myself. Alright, time to move on to our third to last set of supply drops. We have the Heavy Shield Disruptor. I guess it's cooler to have a skin for this than not to, and that's the first Heavy Shield I've found. Next we have the MK14 Desecrator, the KVA Mercenary Loadout, and the IMR Thunder Tusk. Okay, well, we got IMR Elites back to back, but we already have this one, like I said. It's a pretty cool variant. Basically makes it a complete laser gun, no recoil whatsoever. And finally, we have the Atlas 20mm Presto, and hey, look at that, the EPM3 Parsec. In theory, that looks like a pretty cool variant. It only ups range and limits your attachments, but honestly, the EPM3 is only decent in hardcore. It's actually a beast in hardcore, and it doesn't struggle with range. It's basically a one-shot kill everywhere, so it's probably not a good thing to be limiting the attachments like that. So, looks pretty cool. I will hold on to it, but it might not be a very helpful variant. Second to last set, here we go. We have a care package and some rapid supply time. Okay, well, yeah, that's decent. Let's move away from that. And now we got some Sentinel Airborne gloves and the Moors the Doctor. That is awesome to see. Now, some people may be thinking, don't you already have the Doctor? Because I used it in a massive variant testing video I made about a week ago to test the fire rate of the Doctor versus the regular Moors. But this is indeed the supply drop footage from when I got it. Like I say at the beginning of each video, it takes a while to stockpile all this footage and then put together an episode, so we are left with continuity errors. Oh no, but that's the way it is. If I could stockpile 50 supply drops and live record opening them all at once, that would be awesome. But unfortunately, you can only keep 3 at a time. The only way that you can stockpile more than 3 is to complete daily challenges. You can kind of collect them up that way, but you'd be wasting a lot of potential supply drops by playing when you're already full on supply drops. Anyway, the Doctor, that is sweet. I know a lot of people want to see that pop up in their supply drops, but it really isn't that special. I think some people proved that for some reason, the Moors Pummeler, which is the Marksman 300 kills Moors variant, which claims to have up 1 fire rate, I believe, actually has the same fire rate as the Moors Doctor, although other Moors variants that have up 1 fire rate are lower, so perhaps the Pummeler is meant to be labeled as an up 2 fire rate weapon. Who really knows, but that's kind of weird. And finally, to finish off this set, we have the Atlas Vigilante Boots, the Sentinel Medic knee pads, and some double XP, but I'm okay getting some crap after getting the Doctor. That is all right with me. Alright, moving to our last set of 3 supply drops for the video. We got some double XP and a KVA shirt. Okay, not looking too good. Can we get something better in the second supply drop? This is our last set, come on. Sentinel into Loadout and the Armor 9 Shorty and the IMR Pillager. Nothing at all, come on. This is our last supply drop of the video, and it's our 200th supply drop. Anything good, please. Alright, a care package and some gloves. Well, isn't that just an impeccable microcosm of this series? But with that being our last supply drop, the 50th of the video, and our 200th supply drop overall, that's going to wrap up the video. I'd love to hear your feedback, and as always, I'm interested to hear what kind of stuff you're going for, or maybe some cool stuff that you've already found. But thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.